For the tip off, we'll take that W and hand you a loss. Break your ankles on the cross, on God on that rock. Off the bounce, leave you on the first step. It might be a long night for you without some double team help. Or the whistle from the ref, I'm from the school of hard knocks. Watch how I hit them with a shimmy when I get them on the block. We talking nothing but hoops, a floor general and it's true. Spot up in the corner, man, you know I'm gon' shoot. Or slam like an alpha, I'm beastin' like a boss named Hefe. Trapping on the baseline, you escape no way. A baller like Kobe wearing 24 and 8. Y'all be sure to subscribe to the channel, hey, with Mr. Slam and Alpha Dog 2 and Pure Waves with the best sports book too. If you wanna show support, give us a view. Call this an NBA jam. If you a super fan, hit the bell is what you do. Be off the bounce, check up, level off the bounce. Let's get it.
He's on fire.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Off the Bounce. I'm FA Picks. We got Alpha Dog. We got BBB in the house, guys. Two humongo game twos tonight. Can't put it any different. These are huge games for both home teams. Guys, how we doing today?
Man, good day. Excited to get into some NBA. Just got some breaking news that the Padres game has been postponed for tonight. Little bummed about that one. I was excited.
If anybody, speaking of, before we get into it, if anybody in the chat could tell me what the hell is going on with the White Sox Cubs game, why I can't find it on any book, I would really appreciate chat to fill me in on some information. But anyway, White Sox Cubs.
Gotcha.
I can't find it anywhere. It's driving me crazy. Anyway, guys, we got two huge game twos tonight. Before that, let's do two things. A, shout out Pure Wage. If you don't know about him, make sure you find out about him right now. You see the flag behind BBB. He's the reason we're here. He's our sponsor, and it's NBA playoff time. It's NHL playoff time. MLB's in full swing. Huge UFC card this weekend. Make sure you find out about him ASAP. Go give him a follow on Twitter. And number two, guys, we got to talk about last night. 2 game ones, and we'll start with Philly, Miami. James Harden obviously didn't make the trip. I didn't mean to Miami. He's in Miami. He just didn't come to the arena. He's definitely in Miami. Got that game. What happened with that one?
BBB, kick us off. What'd you think?
Yeah, I mean, I was honestly surprised. The 76ers hung in there for a while. They made it a game for a little while. They kind of stayed within striking distance. And then kind of what we all expected towards the fourth quarter, the 76ers finally pulled away. My favorite takeaway from this game was watching Tyler Hero cook. We had the ladder play on him. We talked about it in there. It felt like a Tyler Hero game, and he came up and he showed up. He had his little Tyler Hero, I'm a bucket type of moment there. So we hit all the way up to 25 plus points on plus 440 there. So that was a big winner for us there. I loved that. But yeah, I think that series is going to go probably similar to how we all think. Maybe the Sixers steal one where they get a big performance out of one of their guys, but this looks like it might be a gentleman's sweep. What do you think, Alpha?
I agree in the same boat. And yesterday I was happy about this one. I had my prop of the day, which was James Harden under 35.5 points and assists. We hit that one extremely easily. He finished the game with, let me just get his direct stats, 5 assists, 16 points. They finished with 21. We had plenty of room. We were also on the Heat, so very happy with the way that one played out. Hearing rumors that Embiid can be back potentially for Game 3 or Game 4, it may be too late by that point. Looks like this team's going to really struggle. Harden cannot carry the load as a number one. It's just been proven time and time again. F.A., what are you thinking? What'd you think?
This team's going to be down 2-0. They're going to have to rely on Embiid with a mask on in Game 3 or 4 whenever he comes back. It's obvious that he came out with a point to make. They're going to make James Harden life a living hell, and they did that. They're okay with Tyrese Maxey getting his, and by the way, Tobias Harris, he hit his over easily. He's at 19. He had the leading score, 27 points, but it's not enough. The Heat are a complete team, and they're gonna. If they need Embiid back, and my worry is that they bring Embiid back faster than he should be, and that something even worse happens, because that is the worst case scenario, like a KD example, right? You rush him back, he pulls an Achilles. I mean, obviously, I know it's not the same thing, but you get the idea that I'm trying to say.
Maybe more Klay Thompson, because that was kind of a younger guy as well. But, guys, let's take a quick look over to the chat. Tutti Gusti in the house asking how we're doing. Appreciate you being here, brother. Quick little shout-out to our good buddy Jake. Jake yesterday told us New York idiots had no idea what we were talking about. Harden was going for 2,000 points, slammed the mega lock horse, you know what, on the 76ers. Didn't happen. Just had to throw it back at you, brother. A little fun there.
Guys, let's move on. Mavs, Suns. Luka did what Luka was supposed to do. He dropped 45. He was best player on either team last night. But absolutely nobody else. Maybe Max Kleber showed up, but absolutely nobody else showed up. Jaylen Brown probably had his worst game of the playoffs. Suns played a complete game. Everybody had a good game. Nobody had a great game, but they played a full team game. Cam Johnson, best game of the playoffs so far. D Book played good. CP3 played good. DeAndre Ayton played good. When the Suns play like this, they're unbeatable because they run 7-8 deep, and the Mavs simply do not. Is this an indication of things to come in that series, guys? What do you think in game one?
Yes. I think so. Quickly, BBB, I just want to talk about Spencer Dinwiddie. I know I was speaking with you watching the end of the game last night. We were watching the end of that together. And very frustrating. He had a wide open, uncontested look for the cover. Was not able to get it in. But besides that, I'm a little mad at myself. I thought it was the Suns all day yesterday. Kind of finally swayed myself and took Dallas. But the Suns are one of the best teams we've seen in a while. They're a complete team. And they're one of the few teams in the playoffs that are a team. They move the ball to the open shooter, and nothing proved it more than last night, guys. Take a look at their starting five. Every single starting player for the Phoenix Suns had over 10 points, and nobody had over 25. So every single starter was in that 10 to 25-point range. They were absolutely fantastic. So I think we see more team basketball, and that's what the Suns are going to keep doing.
Yeah. I think the Suns, they're just such a well-coached team. They came in here with a great game plan. They knew Luka was going to get his buckets, so they took away everything else. They knew Luka probably wasn't going to be able to beat him by himself, and that's exactly what they did. They played good team basketball. They took away everything else. Then on the offensive end, the team basketball translates over there as well. They spread the scoring accordingly, and they didn't even abuse the DeAndre Ayton matchup, in my opinion. And, I don't think they can really stop him that well down there. I think if they fed him even more, they would see even more success. So, I mean, even if the shooting kind of falters here, I think they can go down to Ayton. And I just don't know if the Mavs are going to be able to have an answer for this. I mean, I'm sure, they will have, I could definitely see them getting a game at home or something, but I don't know. The Suns, when they play like this, like Hefe said, they look unbeatable, man.
Look, I'm trying to not have the same reaction that I'm having to the Heat Sixers as I am to this one. I'm trying to tell myself it's just game one. Guys, let's take it back to the first round. We all had the same crazy reaction when the T-Wolves beat the Grizzlies in game one. We're like, whoa, all it takes is a game two victory from the Mavs, and everything that you're saying is completely flipped. So
that's true.
I feel strongly that the Sixers have an uphill battle. I think the Mavs. I actually think they play better when Luka doesn't go for 45.
See, here's the thing, though. I think similar to the way the Pelicans started to see some success, I think something that they can't control has to happen. They have to have, someone on the Suns has to either get hurt or just have a bad night that's not really forced by them. It's got to be something that the Suns do to themselves or have happened to them for them to have more of a that's the reason the Pelicans were in that. They won the games without Devin Booker. Devin Booker comes back, it's an immediate 4-2. I mean,
I agree. I agree. I think they have to have something unfortunate happen for them to have a chance in the series. I wish it wasn't like that, but we don't have the star on one side and the other team just clicking. So I just don't see it.
Okay. We'll see. All right, guys. Well, we got two huge game twos today. We're going to start with the Bucks and Celtics, guys. The Bucks took the first one. They won by double digits. They could have won by 20. The Celtics had one of the worst shooting performances they ever had. They went something like 11 of 50 from three-point range. I know they put up 50. It was bad. Does anybody have information on Marcus Smart? I heard whispers that the quad confusion, that the thigh quad contusion is worse than we thought. He might miss tonight. That is a huge deal if that happens. Marcus Smart was the primary defender on Drew Holiday on pretty much every offensive possession. Drew Holiday had a great first game. Any information on that anybody could find right now?
I don't think they're going to tip any more than what we already know right now. Correct. He's questionable, and we do know that it is pretty bad, I think. But I mean, Marcus Smart is a tough guy. He literally dislocated his shoulder, which is another thing he has going on. Right. And he came back in the game. We saw him shooting after halftime, and you could tell it was definitely bothering him. But he was going to play that game.
He had nothing but a shot.
Yeah.
So, I wouldn't be too surprised if, I think it's going to come down to are you actually going to be effective enough out there? Because it's great if you can grit it out, but if you're going to be more of a liability than, something that's productive, then, maybe we have you sit you out, or he starts as like a decoy and doesn't really play that many minutes.
I don't know. I don't think you can literally look at Marcus Smart and be like, you're not playing tonight. If he wants to play, he's playing, and he earned that right by being Defensive Player of the Year.
No, I totally agree with you. I think the question is, are you willing to be a strict facilitator on the offensive side? Can you play pain-free? Can you be efficient defensively? And can you keep the ball moving on the offensive side? Once he popped his shoulder out, he couldn't shoot. And he kept trying to shoot. It was very frustrating. It's like, man, your shoulder just popped out. You clearly don't have all the control over your right arm that you clearly need. It's your shooting arm. So if he's okay with being a facilitator and being a great defender tonight, I think that'd be great to have him in the lineup. But that kind of leads to my play, guys. I'm on the over in this matchup. I really must like Payne because the last one was absolutely brutal. It went under by a lot, but if the Celtics hit their shots, that game flies over the total. I think the Celtics come back tonight with some vengeance. I think they're going to have a great game. Give me the over 215. The total keeps going lower and lower. And I think tonight we see a game in the high 220s, low 230s, which is exactly what this total would be during the regular season.
BB?
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good angle there. I am rocking with the Celtics to bounce back. I'm taking them -5. I have a couple props on this one, and one to build off of the Smart thing that we were talking about there. If he is out, and I've been kind of looking for some props for this. Peyton Pritchard might get some increased minutes. He didn't shoot as well that last game, but we've seen he can heat up, and so I can't find his props right now because I think the Bucks are scared. I think they don't want us out here smacking a Peyton Pritchard 4+ threes at like +700 on them. So if those come available, I'll have to drop that in the the Discord or somewhere. So keep your eyes peeled. We'll definitely put something out on that. But one that is on there right now that I do like is Bobby Portis. I think that he gets, I think he gets some threes. He had 7 attempts last game. I think, to build off that as well, Giannis assists is a decent one because I think they're going to try to clog up stuff. I think they're going to throw different looks at Giannis. I think we see him dishing the ball a little bit more. He had 12 assists last game and he pretty much got whatever he wanted. I think he has, a decent amount. His line's at 6.5, which is, pretty crazy that, you're able to get a 6.5 after he just had 12 and they're going to be game planning how to stop him offensively. So I definitely see him dishing the ball a little bit more. I think that those are two props that you can look at as well in this game.
What do you think about Jaylen Brown over 2.5 threes? I think that's ridiculously low. I know he shot like crap in the first game, but I think that's such a low total for threes for a guy like Jaylen Brown, especially if Smart can't shoot.
I do think that, without Smart, his usage is going to go up. He's had like a decent matchup. They're kind of like, he's kind of been getting disrespected. Even like in the last playoff series, they're throwing a lot of guys on him that you're like, this is who's guarding you. Are you going to show up? But he hasn't really done it yet. So it's kind of, a little iffy just because he hasn't proven it yet, but it is a good value spot in my opinion.
Jaylen Brown needs to have a good game. He had all eyes are on him. Jason Tatum didn't have a great game. He didn't have a bad game. Jaylen Brown flat out had a bad game in game 1. Yeah. So they're gonna force him to shoot. The Bucks are. They're gonna put him in situations where he's gonna be that last rotation in the corner, and the Bucks are gonna force him to shoot basically until he proves he could make it, and then they'll rotate over. I'm with you, WB. I think the Celtics bounce back. I'm gonna take Celtics -5 here. I can see how it's so easy to back the Bucks +5 after what you saw. You're getting a cushion. Celtics can still win the game by 4, and you're still covered. But I think the Celtics have to prove something to themselves. This is Boston. They're at home. Next 2 games are in Milwaukee. It's going to be championship vibes out there. That building knows what it's like to get behind their team. So I'm going to take the Celtics -5 tonight. I think they get it done. I think they play better defense. And the number one thing is I think they don't shoot 53s and shoot more productive and efficiently from 3-point range.
I agree with you 100%. One thing I want to ask you, I know this is one of your Hefe-isms, a little Hefe nugget. Is this a must-win for the Celtics? Can they go 0-2 back to the Bucks?
They can. Yeah, this is not a must-win for the Celtics. This is not a must-win for the Celtics. They need to win this game, but it's not a must-win. They can go down 0-2 and still have a chance in the series, but they need to win this game. They got to regain home court. You don't want to have that Game 6 scenario possibly where it's win or go home in Milwaukee.
I like that. I like that. One more prop I want to add for this game, guys, is I am playing Pat Connaughton over 1.5 threes. He's been money from 3 this entire postseason. I think we see it again tonight. He only needs to get 2 for us. We all know Middleton's out, so Connaughton should get a little.
That's crazy that it's only a 1.5 with because he gets uptick in minutes with Middleton being out.
Yep. So that's my official prop on this game, guys. It's going to be Connaughton over 1.5 threes.
Okay. Last game, boys. Second game. Another one, a doozy here. It's the Grizzlies. It's the Warriors.
Hefe, I have to stop you. Our boy Jake showed up. He is in the chat saying Sixers in 5. We appreciate you tuning in, brother. I'm going to tell you I disagree strongly, but I appreciate your grind and consistency.
Sixers in 5. You know what, Jake? I got to give it up to you because if it was the Knicks in this situation, I'd be still saying Knicks in 4.
Yep, 100%.
So I'll give it to you, man. That's a fan right there. I respect the vibes. But yeah, guys, moving on to the Western Conference, the other side, game 2 tonight. Grizzlies and the Warriors. This game 1 was amazing. It ended up in a Warriors 1-point win. And today the line is a scary Warriors -2, Grizzlies +2, still in Memphis. Alpha, you just asked me if this was a must-win for Boston. I said no. If you asked me that question about this, I'd say yes.
Okay.
I don't think the Grizzlies can lose this game, go down 2-0 into San Fran Warriors home and have a chance in the series. That crowd is ruckus. They play way better at home, and every single bucket that's made in that arena gets louder and louder and louder. So this is a back against the wall situation for Memphis tonight, and I'm actually going to go with the Grizzlies +2. I think this is going to be another close, good game. I also don't think Desmond Bane will shoot as bad as he did in game 1. The Grizzlies' issue is figuring out how the hell to stop Jordan Poole. It's a great because Steph's going to be Steph. I always say this, right? With the Bucks, it's not about stopping Giannis, it's about stopping the others, right? With the Warriors, it's not about stopping Steph. It's about stopping the others. Jordan Poole cannot drop a 30-piece on you.
I agree.
So that's what it's about, man. And the other issue, the one thing that I will say that I'm a little worried about is that the Warriors won by 1 point. The Grizzlies were in this game the whole time. They had multiple leads, even led by double digits at 1 point. I can't expect Jaren Jackson Jr. to drop 30-something again.
I agree.
So that point production has to come from somewhere else. And I think that the Grizzlies just have to have a better defensive scheme in this game. Forget about the offensive side. It has to come down to the defensive side. But I'm going to take them. I think they're going to make the adjustments. Grizzlies +2.
Remember, they also didn't have Draymond for at least half that game, and they still were able to come out on top. So, I mean,
I feel like that was a fueling moment for them.
I agree. I 100% agree with your statement there. Before I go into my analysis, I want to jump into the chat. SJ Buddy saying, can Dillon Brooks make some shots? I agree, bro. And can he stop freaking fouling so he could be there defensively late in the game? But, guys, I'm taking the over in this spot. We hit it in the first time. It absolutely flew over. I think we're going to see another one with another high total here. It's sitting at 227. These are the only 2 series that I'm dabbling in the over for the rest of the playoffs. I think it's going to be mostly sides, but these 2, I think we can have a huge advantage on getting the over. So tonight's play on this one is the over 227. I don't think we're going to see another Bane performance like we did in the last one, as Hefe said. We're going to see points. BBB, what you got?
Yeah, probably my favorite angle on this one is Draymond Green over 7.5 assists. It's at plus money. I want to take the Warriors in this, but like Hefe said, it's a must-win game. But I mean, everything points to the Warriors, but I just can't do it. There's no way Jaren Jackson drops 30 plus. I don't think John Morant will have as big of a game this time either. I think he still will get his, but I don't think he's going to have as big of a game. I think Desmond Bane will definitely step up some.
Do you think he dropped a good first game?
He dropped I don't think he drops 30 plus points again.
I mean, I'll go with that. I thought he had besides the fourth quarter, I did not think he had a good game, but apologies.
I don't think he is that's what I'm saying. I think that he's very well could go back to Timberwolves John Morant, where he is not really, he's more of a negative than a positive for that team sometimes. But I don't know. If you're wanting a side, I lean the Warriors, but this does feel super trappy here simply because it's a must win for them, honestly.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, this line is just a scary line. Vegas is just basically saying, I dare you. I dare you to not take the Warriors on a money line. Is basically what they're saying. Like we
just,
dare
yeah.
please. Like and
that's why you can't.
Yeah, and that's why I can't do it because it's so easy to do that.
I'm not. Yeah, that's why I'm not taking the Warriors, but I'm also not taking the Grizzlies. I don't think it's I like the Draymond prop here. He had plenty of opportunities. He had over like 7 assist opportunities, and he only played. He didn't even get to play the full game in that one. So 7.5. He's going to distribute. He's going to play defense. That's what he's here for. And I think that I think the Warriors get the win, but this has trap written all over it.
Yeah. Guys, I have a prop on this one. I hit mine yesterday, so I'm kind of feeling good about the prop life right now. Feeling a little bit like big brain bets down there. But guys, Jordan Poole, his threes are at 2.5 plus money juiced on the under. Get the over 2.5 threes at plus 100. After his first game and the way this team plays and with the high expected total, I think we see at least 3 threes from Jordan Poole. That's what I'm playing this one. Over 2.5 plus 100.
I like that.
Boys, Hefe. I don't know. We don't have the man in the back today, so we have Alpha being the man in the back and the front. So when you see the graphics being a little dumb and slow and not done as good as they always are, that's because I'm doing it. But, Hefe, I think you got to give a shout-out to the boys over at Pickett.
Shout out to the guys over at Pickett. If you don't know about Pickett, their social media betting app, community type of stuff. Get on there with your friends. Throw around some bet slips, link your sports books, create new bets, talk shop. It's a great inclusive community there. And it was a fun place to be. They have a whole segment out there for bad beats where you go on there, you post your bad beats, those 14-leg parlays where 13 of them hit and the 14th one doesn't hit because somebody freaking doesn't score a damn point. Or like when Klay Thompson, a 90% free throw shooter in game 1, goes to the line and you got the Warriors -2 and they're up by 1 and somehow, some way he decides to miss both. And you lose, that's what you put on bad beats. And Pickett's got all that for you. So if you have Pickett, make sure to follow us because we're posting free plays on there every day. If you don't have Pickett, download the app right now and use the code ATSSPOT. That's ATSSPOT. And you could win between $3 and $100 when you link your sportsbook.
Hundo P. But, boys, you know what time it is. This graphic I know how to find. Let's get it, boys. Wade to LeBron. Best bets, OTB style. First best bet, guys, is going to be the over in the first game in the Celtics Bucks at 215. Guys, second best bet is going to be the Pat Connaughton over 1.5 threes. Third best bet is going to be the over in the second game as well. So I'm going over on both games and the prop of Connaughton. BBB, what you got?
I'm taking the Celtics -5. And then I'm taking Bobby Portis 2+ threes. That's kind of juiced. It's at like -150, but I'm also going to put some on Bobby Portis 3+ threes, which is up to like +230. So there's a huge gap in between the two of them, which is a little weird. But I think, he had 2 last game, and I think he's going to get more opportunities again this one. And then Draymond Green over 7.5 assists, I like as well. And then don't forget, if we can find a Peyton Pritchard line, I'm probably going to take that. There's nothing available here. So if you see it, I like it, whatever the line is, you should probably take it if you can find it. Hefe?
Rocking with the Grizzlies +2 and the Celtics -5, boys.
All right.
Love it, boys. Well, Hefe, you want to close us out? Tell me
All right, everybody. We will be back on Off the Bounce tomorrow, same time, same place. Another 2 huge game 2s, and the 2 games we had yesterday are coming tomorrow. And we'll go over the 2 games tonight. Off the bat tomorrow, 12 noon, same time, same place. Huge MLB slate. I told the gang earlier I would give a free NHL play. I'm going with the Flames 3-way today. I think the Flames will win in regulation. That's at a -130 odds. I love the Flames.
I need you to give us a pick. I'm making you do this because I know you don't like the team, but my team, the New York Rangers, playoff Stanley Cup journey begins tonight.
You're not gonna like what I gotta say.
All right. Well, thank you for tuning in, everybody. We will see you tomorrow.